Hello and welcome. I am Ladi Akiridoluale. Tonight, Vice President Oshibajo says delayed budgetary process stifling the economy, calls for ends to executive-legislative face-off over appropriation bills. House of Reps begins investigation of alleged 143 billion naira in tax infractions by telecoms and other companies. Federal government says threats by Niger Delta Avengers to resume bombing oil facilities is misplaced, calls for dialogue to resolve outstanding disagreements. And Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe sacks his deputy over alleged traits of disloyalty.
On Business News tonight, crude oil prices hit a 2-year high as world's largest exporter, Saudi Arabia, begins anti-corruption crackdown.
And in sports news, World Cup winner Andrea Pirlo formally announces his retirement from professional football after a 22-year trophy-laden career.
And from Abuja, Taraba State government set to begin implementation of anti-open grazing law as suspected herdsmen fleeing from Benue State killed one person in Cross River State.
Begin tonight in Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, where Nigerian troops assisted by members of the vigilante group and hunters are said to be fighting to repel an attack by suspected members of the terror group Boko Haram. It was gathered that gunshots rang out around the town of Gulak, headquarters of Madagali local government area of the state this evening, with residents fleeing the town into nearby mountains and hills. The chairman of the Madagali Council told Channels Television that the gun battle was heavy, adding that it could result in loss of lives. When contacted, the spokesman of the police command in the state, Othman Abubakar, said he was yet to be informed of the incident and promised to get back to us, but is yet to do so. Our correspondent in the state gathered that tonight's attack is coming 24 hours after 2 male suicide bombers entered a home in Sila village near Madagali and detonated explosives strapped to their bodies, killing a woman and her baby. Just last week, 2 female suicide bombers reportedly targeted a church near Gulak and set off their explosives, killing themselves and injuring women and children as well. The long delay in the passage of the federal budget in a nation in need of fast development has been described as totally unacceptable. This is coming from the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, who has criticized the practice, which he says is stifling the economy and causing more hardship for Nigerians. Professor Oshibajo said this at a legislative summit in Abuja on economic recovery and sustainable development, where he insisted that Nigeria cannot afford executive-legislative wranglings over the budget. Our correspondent, Gloria Ume Ezeoke, reports.
The Nigerian economy and efforts at recovery so far since the recession has come under scrutiny on the floor of the House on various occasions, hence this legislative summit. This is one crucial sector the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, is certainly looking to straighten out, beginning with issues of corruption and the budget.
Corruption is perhaps the most outrageous cause of our economic decline. If the budget process takes up to 5 months of the financial year, and procurement is another 3 months, we've already ensured that the economy would be at a standstill for most of the year. The truth is that no developing economy can afford the luxury of prolonged executive-legislative wrangling over the budget. Budgetary delay in a situation of national economic emergency and the hardship encountered by so many is simply wrong. It is simply unacceptable. Neither the executive nor the legislature can excuse itself.
We will not walk this path of recession again. That apparently is the new mantra the government hopes to follow through.
There is absolutely no reason why we cannot ramp up taxes, both federal and state taxes. The income taxes and corporation taxes will be crucial as we go along in increasing our revenues.
Democracy cannot survive the 21st century unless we eliminate extreme poverty and violence. Government alone cannot win. In fact, no government ever in history has ever won this fight. It is the private sector that always wins the fight.
If the government's prediction is anything to go by, the future of Nigeria as the fourth largest population by 2050 largely remains unclear. There's been an outpouring of grief, sorrow and hardship by Nigerians over the state of the nation's economy, but the federal government looks prepared more than ever to take this bull by the horn, not only through its anti-corruption drive, but through a boost to the nation's productivity to ensure a stabilized economy. Gloria Umezuke, Channel Television News.
An ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives has commenced an investigation into allegations that some telecoms companies, vendors, and communication service providers in the country are owing 143.4 billion naira in tax infractions. The chairman of the ad hoc committee, Representative Ahmed Abu, disclosed this at the investigative hearing, which is to assess the tax compliance status and remittance of statutory contributions to relevant government agencies by telecommunications service providers. The committee says it is going to meet with the invited companies so they can defend themselves and reconcile these figures with the committee.
When you say tax evasion, it's criminal in nature. Tax avoidance is legal. So what we intend to achieve here is simple. To strengthen our laws. There's nothing wrong if you try to avoid tax. It means there are loopholes in our laws. And what we do is to strengthen these laws and make it better for the benefit of the industry and the benefit of the country. What have we discovered so far? The total figure, like I said, is interim, need to be reconciled. The good thing is we are not going to have a Q&A today. Tomorrow, between today and tomorrow, we hope some of you that have not come forward to provide further document to reconcile these figures. I'm pleading with you, I repeat, I'm pleading with you to come forward, bring further document in your disposal which we don't have, reconcile these figures so that we can move forward. The figures as of today, we have about 24 companies. There are more that the auditors are still looking through their books. What we've done, we're looking at telcos, vendors, and we're looking at the lottery itself. I mean, lottery operators operating on that telco platform. But so far, we have 24 companies, and we have a total of 143 billion, 434 million, 976,957 naira, 50 kobo only.
Recent threats by the Niger Delta Avengers to resume hostilities in the oil-rich Niger Delta region may have pushed government to call for more patience from the people and understanding. The Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Usani Uguru, is assuring the people of government's commitment to fulfilling the promises it made to them on developing the region. He was speaking to State House correspondents today after a meeting with President Buhari in Abuja.
My message is not just verbal or oral, but it has been demonstrated by the fact that at all times, the government of which I'm part, my role as minister in charge of the region, we have been appealing to them to just be patient with us, because most of the time the issues that are brought up are issues that tend to portray the quest for development of the region. And that is all we've been doing, to say patiently with us, these issues raised genuinely to the benefit of people in the region are being attended to. For instance, the Okerenkoko University. You are aware that the Vice President had instructed that that university must take off. And he also directed a minimum of 5 billion naira be budgeted for the takeoff of the university. So it's a matter of patience, knowing that some of these things have a procedure. So it will not be because it has not happened as they wish, it will not happen. Everything has a phase of planning and a phase of execution.
Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Usani Uguru. There are fresh plans by government to make Nigeria a nation that produces what it consumes, that is free from dependence on oil, and innovative enough to drive its economy by tapping into other lucrative sectors. The Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Olu, says one of the untapped sectors government is looking at is science and technology, and he believes the sector can help stimulate the nation's economy, reduce capital flight, and restore the nation's pride as a self-reliant country.
The economy of the nation had been based on resources, such that commodities provided the bulk of the foreign exchange earnings available to the nation. In the past 2 years, under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria has commenced a new journey, one that is initiated by the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, to move our economy from being resource-based to a knowledge-based, innovation-driven economy. We cannot continue to depend on others to find solutions to our problems. This generation, our generation, should be the one to help Nigeria use science and technology to build a new civilization that will guarantee peace and prosperity for Nigerians and help achieve respect of our nation by other countries.
Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu. The ECOWAS Commissioner for Industries and Promotion of Private Sector, Mr. Traore Kalilu, is advocating a strong regional quality control system in order to eliminate trade barriers amongst member states. The ECOWAS Commissioner argues that the establishment of such regional quality control system will help reduce the existing differences in the standards and qualities of goods, which has limited the volume of trade amongst member states. He was speaking at the consultative meeting of the ECOWAS Regional Accreditation System Committee in Abuja.
International trade among ECOWAS member states has remained very low, averaging only 18% of total trade with other regions, such as Europe, Asia, and the United States between 2005 and 2015. As part of efforts to eliminate trade barriers that mitigate free movement of goods and services in the region, ECOWAS Council of Ministers adopted a structure of quality infrastructure for the region in 2013. Speaking at this consultative meeting of the ECOWAS Regional Accreditation System in Abuja, both the representative of the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment and that of the European Union highlight the economic benefits of establishing such structure.
We want you to be rest assured that we will be with you to ensure that West Africa is competitive in both production and trade, internally and internationally. It is particularly expected that the regional systems and institutions being set up will help the region to solve the problem of quality in the framework of the implementation of the value chain program being prepared under the 11th EDF.
This structure supports and encourages sustainable industrial development. And on the other hand, the implementation of inclusive and sustainable industrial development improves economic competitiveness, creates and shares prosperity, and also protects the environment.
On the sideline of the event, the ECOWAS Commissioner for Industry and Private Sector Promotion advocates the need for a strong regional quality control system in order to eliminate trade barriers among member states.
Facilitating the trade among member states is one of the objectives of this program, particularly talking about the harmonization of the standards. If you don't have the same standards, you have many problems, many disputes between member states. You know, we export a lot of products in the world, and sometimes these products are rejected.
It is hoped that the establishment of a regional quality control system, as advocated by many at this conference, will help to improve trade relations among ECOWAS member states.
In part two, after the break, Secretary to the Government of the Federation meets with the National Assembly leadership, pledges cooperation with the lawmakers for the national interest. Please stay with us.